Hello everyone, I am Duke and today we will be diving into the nuances of the economy of Trench Crusade. On the tabletop, our warbands are bought with ducats, and while that may seem an arbitrary stand-in for a points cost, there is at least a basis for it in the lore. So if you enjoy this video, drop me a like and share it with a friend, and without further ado, let's dive into the content. Across the faithful nations, while they may have other currencies, the gold ducat of New Antioch is the most commonly traded among the nation's coffers. The reason for this dates back to the 1559 Sword Congress of Vienna. After the destruction of ancient Antioch by what is assumed to be an unknown weapon of heretic origin, the faithful had lost their most vital bulwark. During the Sword Congress of Vienna, the vote to commission New Antioch to be built on the ruins of its predecessor was passed. While ancient Antioch had been destroyed, there was still a strong faithful presence in the ruins. These would hold out in defiance of the Hellgate until the walls of New Antioch were completed in 1595. There was a problem though. Ancient Antioch had been a great stronghold and even it had fallen and no one knew how. So how could they ensure New Antioch would be more successful? The solution proposed by the Sword Congress of Vienna was that every faithful nation would pay a yearly tithe to New Antioch. This could be comprised of a number of things from food and medicine to troops and even financial aid. All of this would ensure that New Antioch would have vast resources at its disposal to reinforce its walls and man its garrisons. Of course though, this created another problem. The currencies of the world had a different value. What would spend in one nation could be nearly worthless in another. If New Antioch was going to maintain successful trade routes with other nations, it would need coin. Clearly though, keeping vast amounts of coins in all denominations would not only be impractical, but it would slow down trade and the purchase of supplies when needed. Once again, the Sword Congress proposed a solution. The gold ducat of New Antioch would be held in vast reserves in every Christian nation. This would mean that along with the notes of indulgence nominated in ducats, every nation would have access to a shared economy with New Antioch. Each New Antioch ducat weighs 1/10 of a troy ounce, and on one side is a profile of New Antioch's current duke or duchess. On the other side is the heraldry and motto of the issuing country. But what about the Iron Sultanate? The lands of those who believe within the Iron Wall had no need of paying such a tithe. So what did the creation of the New Antioch ducat mean for them? Well, the Iron Sultanate's lands are rich in gold and their mines produce it in vast amounts. The House of Wisdom's alchemists create gold dinars and silver drachems of high purity, exquisitely crafted and decorated with fine artistry. These are issued by the Sultan, and considering the purity and craftsmanship of the precious metal coins, those defacing them are severely punished. For one who would debase the dinars of the Sultan, the law states that they be simultaneously hung and disemboweled for the crime. But while the Iron Sultanate and faithful nations all have strong economic systems backed by gold, surely the disorganized heretics and creatures of hell are far too disjointed to support such a system. Well, that would be true if greed were not a sin and mammon did not exist. In the heretic nations, a high value is placed on coin. After all, the avarice of mammon knows no bounds, and he is the most popular patron among mortal heretics. Unsurprisingly, the Prince of Greed is the one who controls commerce in Hell's domains. However, due to mammon's limitless greed, all gold in heretic hands is ultimately surrendered to his coffers in Hell's fourth circle. So what form does the commerce of Hell's domains take? Well, simply put, silver. The most common coinage among the heretic and demon domains are silver coins. These are often stamped and restamped with the various symbols of rival archdevils. While the images on the coins may change and be defaced, all of the coins carry heretical text upon them. Most of them extol the betrayal of Christ by Judas, but no matter the blasphemy written on them, all are tarnished by the taint of hell. Which brings this short exploration of the economics of Trench Crusade to an end. If you'd like to continue your journey through the lore of Trench Crusade, click the links on screen now. For discounts on your hobby supplies, check out my affiliate links below. And with that, thank you for watching. I'll see you all soon.